So the best note I can say is that like I think I found the strongest deck I had during this event, and it happened to be it's the deck I've been trying to like work all this time, but and it already kind of came into prominence at the end of War of the Spark. But it's a actually before I do this, I want to say like I want to thank Wizard for allowing me to be part of this pre-release event. I've had a lot of fun, and I got to try a lot of things, and I've learned a lot about the meta that I think will be coming up very soon. In my opinion, it's going to be very. I think it's going to be very Bant heavy because like there are more tools for Bant, but I think this is also maybe a rising combo deck within black, red, white. I don't know this color combination. But yeah, so like I've learned a lot from this event, and I've had a good experience of playing against a lot of really high quality players online on the ladder. But yeah, so the deck that I've come across, I call it Vivian Ramp. It's the same as the regular ramp package that we've all been using for Urbant, but there's a tiny bit of only a little bit of blue for mass manipulation hydrate crisis. And the thing that I've added, which is a little different than what we've seen previously, is Vivian Arcbow Ranger. So the thing about this card, which makes it pretty powerful, is it has that distribute 2 lone counters amongst the 2 target creatures. So what are these counters doing? They're 3 targets. There's Growth Chamber Guardian, which once it's given a counter, the adapt trigger is activated, which gives you another Growth Chamber Guardian in your hand. Incubation Druid, which once you put a 1 counter on it, gives you how much mana? It gives you 3 mana once it gets the counter. And Marwyn the Nurturer. And this might be a card that I'm just kind of testing out a little bit, but this deck, if you look through it, has 4, 8, 12, 16, 18 elves in it, and a couple hydras. But 18 elves is enough to make Marwyn the Nurturer get pretty big. But yeah, then with the Krasis top, a little mass manipulation, and a Voracious Hydra for some removal. This, I feel like, is pretty well-rounded to get ramp really quickly into the big creatures where you dump the mana and then just start blowing things away as you're going. And I really like it. Lotus Field is still sort of a questionable card in this deck, but it's something I've been testing out a little bit. But the real reason it's here is because of the Vivian's Arcbow Ranger. Its -5 ability allows you to take a creature from outside of the game, and we have a sideboard of all this random bullshit. We can have Reclamation Stage if you want to destroy an enchantment or artifact, Thrashing Broughton doing the same, Knight of Volume also doing the same, Spark Double if we want to like double up something pretty huge, with 1 more counter on it, Lyodon bringing some heal, Biogenic Ooze, Trasani, Tyrant, this thing if you want to bring out our Hydras in a Brig thing, Muldrotha. So it's just a bunch of really random hodgepodge of bullshit that we can throw onto the field if for some reason we need to pull it to save ourselves. Yeah, so that is the high end, like an End Razor. One card I did forget to put in is, actually I want to put it in right now, the Palaka Worm. I do not spell Palaka Worm, but worm is this. Palaka Worm does deserve to be here at the very top. I'd almost say it's almost deserves to be here a little bit above this card. Although this fighting everything is kind of cool. I think the Palaka Worm's a little bit above the Reclamation Stage, so I think that's pretty fine right there. But yeah, so this is the deck that I've come across, and I think this is the deck that's, of the ones I built, has performed the best. And it's a little annoying because, like, a friend of mine even says on stream, like, every time you build a deck, it just kind of tends towards the meta. If you want it to work well. The same thing that's happening here. Like, I tried a Knight deck, I tried all these things. Knights actually worked pretty well. I kind of enjoyed that. I feel like with a slight bit of tweaking, you can make it pretty consistent and strong. But this felt a little busted. especially when you drew a ley line out really early. So I'm gonna try one game, maybe a couple of games to see how it plays. And also, I think during this event, another thing I learned is like I am not a great player. Like I was much better at Hearthstone than at this game, but Hearthstone's a much simpler game. This game has a lot of complexity, a lot of turn, like back and forth, a lot of little nuances that like throw things off completely, and I have to use a lot more brain to kind of just like keep things going. This is something I actually learned too. Lotus Field, I'm thinking 4 of Lotus Field might be bad. That's like another thing I've learned in this event. The reason being, when you have this a land in the Lotus Field, you're a little screwed. Just a slight bit screwed. Just because you don't have a way of playing Lotus Field on turn 2 with this. So you're just kind of like doomed to kind of figuring out if you can draw into a land and then get Lotus Field on the next turn. So we didn't get what we wanted the first turn, but we might get it the second turn. Just need to get some food because today was a long day of streaming. I think I'm gonna go directly into this. If I get a land. Did not hit my land drop. That is very disappointing. So I think this is a better play than the other one. I can't play this right now without it sacrificing itself. They're playing the dinosaur deck right now. This is kind of cool. So this might not be the best example of like how well it's doing, but like this deck has been kind of fun for me. Also, like when you start like piling counters onto Morrowind, it just generates like 5 mana a tap, which is just obscene. It almost approaches the Nissa levels of mana by itself. But this is a card where you just kind of have to be a little prepared for it to possibly die when you play it. Oh, they're playing the fun deck. Let's see how it goes. We still haven't drawn the lands we need. This is very disappointing. Alright, I'm going to go for this. But this card can very easily just kind of run us over. But yeah, right now, as far as I see it, I think I might cut the Lotus Fields for a little bit more consistency. $6-3. That's pretty big. This is going to be 9 damage going to face. I can't pay the Krasis, but I can do a Llanowar War, but get accepting a little bit bigger. Another Llanowar War. So this now taps for 3 mana. I can do tap for 3, 4 mana, so I can fight something. I think right now it might actually be better to double this. One, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, it costs 2 green. Alright, then I can't do that then. Sorry, I need to pay for 3. Notice how we've only drawn 1 land so far this game. Oh, I couldn't need for 2. Oops, I'm even wronger than I thought I was. Okay, this one need for 2. For 2 mana, what can I kill? Nothing. Alright, so I just need to double the double number of counters. But just watch this. Like, we've gotten this much out with only 2 lands, which is, I think, actually pretty impressive. But this is probably by far the worst start I could have hoped for. hit this deck. Haste, haste. If he attacks with everything, I think I might die. Oops. I don't understand the mistake he made. Oh, I guess he must have just skipped his turn. Alright, so this is our second land. If I tap for... Like, I still don't have a way of playing the Krasis, which is a little disappointing. But if I play this, I can tap for 4. This is the only thing with trample over here, so I can tap for okay, I'm gonna do it for 4. I think it's fine. I'm not sure it's the best way to tap for it, but whatever. If I do for 4, like, I'm gonna have 2 blockers out for stuff, and I'm just gonna kill off this Regisaur Alpha. It's really nice to have a green source that can just kill something like that, like a pure green thing, like not even a Gruul card. So like I think that that Hydra is going to make a pretty big place in the new Bant deck, in the new Bant style decks. So yeah, we might have a fighting chance, especially if we draw an island. If we draw an island, I think we might have a comeback on our hands. 1 second. But as of now, we are still on 2 lands. And we have a gigantic field. Oh, this thing might have haste. What's up? Like Kim Kardashian? What does Kim Kardashian have, Tyler? If we draw an island, we're good. Like, or any island-like thing. Otherwise, we're gonna have to like tap this out and then try to play a Lotus Field. But if you have the Lotus Field in the field, this could tap for blue, and then a Krasis can come out anyway. Well, she had a comeback. People have been getting on Kim recently for her new shapewear, which I've been finding kind of funny. I don't really understand anything Kim does, so I really can't say anything to it. But, you know. I think I can survive an attack if it happens. This generates 3. This is a Hydra, so I can block 2 things out. Okay. So I'm going to tap these 2. Play a Lotus Field. Resolve it. Let me resolve this, please. I'm waiting. Please let me tap this. Come on, let me tap it. Alright, cool. We're gonna get rid of these 2 forests over here. And now we can actually play a Krasis now. So we can tap this for a blue. Tap this for a 3. So we have 6 mana. We can play a 4 Krasis, which is our comeback card. Which is extremely surprising considering this field is kind of horrifying. So we draw 2 cards, and then next turn we can make a bigger Krasis. Usable lands is so nice. I think I want to keep all these up for blockers, so I'm just gonna end turn. Literally, I'm teetering on the edge of my life right now. If I draw a, what's it called? Mass Manipulation, I've won. If I draw... I mean, next turn I can draw, like, Krasis just draw me a whole bunch of stuff. I don't think I've won, but I'm doing pretty well. If I have a Leyline, I might win too. Because Leyline will double all the things on the field, in terms, like, all the mana from things on the field, which is pretty huge. Okay. I don't want to play the Breeding Pool, because I don't feel like losing any more life. I think I'm just going to play Growth Chamber Guardian right now as a starter, because it gives this thing more mana. And then at the end of the next turn, I'm going to upgrade the Incubation Druid to make it bigger. And I think I'm actually comfortable enough right now to make this Krasis go in for the face. Come on. Give me an opportunity. There we go. Little face Krasis. So as of now, we can generate... This can generate any mana, by the way. If you don't know, like... So if I were to draw the Vivian... This can become... Oh, it has reach. That's fine. That's actually kind of great. That means I can kill it off. But it has protection from blue. Oh, shit. So it's not going to take any damage. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. That's just dead. Well, that sucks. Well... Whoops. So that can just infinitely block my Krasis. That's very interesting. So at the end of their turn, I'm going to probably upgrade the Incubation Druid. They have a Polyraptor. Holy shit. Alright, that's going to end the game. By making an infinite loop. I can't let that touch down, but I don't think I can do anything about it. Yeah, I think next turn there's gonna be an infinite loop, which is gonna be kind of fun to watch. 2 Growth Chambers, that's not the greatest. I'm going to play this. We'll just make this a little bit bigger. So my opponent can choose to soft lock the game if he or she is so inclined. So this taps for 6 mana. This taps for 7. This is 3, and then that's so I can let's just do this all out right now. So this taps for blue. This taps for 6. This taps for 1. So we have 13. So we're gonna have an 11 Crisis right here. And this can be blocked by the 2 dinosaurs on their side of the field, but it won't be killed. I think I'm gonna attack him with these 2, and this. Will I die if I do this? I don't think so. The Polyraptor might try to kill me. Okay, so there's the Polyraptor. If they play it, which they can right now, it just might cause an... Okay, this is going to cause an infinite loop. Let's see what happens, because I don't know if they have a way of stopping the infinite loop. Okay, so I killed off the raptor. So the infinite loop does stop. Because they didn't have to do that. But they're going to generate probably 10 Polyraptors now. I don't think it matters. It might matter. Let's see. They have enough blockers to stop me now. Because these are all just Polyraptors. And these can block me too. Because this can block the Crisis in the air. This is actually kind of interesting. Oh, I can't block those because they have protection. But that attack might have been a mistake. Because with that attack, they can't stop the Crisis now. Because they're both tapped. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to play a Vivian Arcbow Ranger. And this is just going to this is just going to be lethal at this point. So I just put a counter on here, and I put a counter on here. It's exactly 12 damage. And this thing's a little bigger now.
We're fit enough to survive.
And this just goes face, and then it's game over. But they generated 9 Polyraptors, which is pretty amazing. I love that. Good game. So that was a pretty fun game. We both did some misplays. I think he did more misplays than I did in that game. But it was, I love that deck he was playing, by the way. I tried that early today, and I did an infinite loop that didn't stop. Which, I felt bad for the opponent and actually had to quit. But, yeah, I think of today, this is the best deck I built. I still haven't really gone into using a sideboard yet. But it'd be very interesting to see because, it's interesting because this deck looks like it has mainly green and a little blue, but with the Paradise Druid and the Lotus Field, which I'm actually going to bring down to 2, maybe 3, and it can generate any mana I need, and so when I pull for a creature, I can play a creature of any color that I need. So that's kind of cool. So I just want to show this off because I really kind of enjoyed playing this deck a little bit today. Well, okay, I enjoyed it a bit. It does feel a little bit samey from earlier in the meta, but it feels pretty strong. And so after M20 came out, I think it just kind of made Bant, not even Bant, it made Simic a little bit stronger than it was even previously. So that's what I want to talk about. But yeah, I just want to thank Wizards again for giving me access to this pre-release event, and I haven't decided if I want to put this online somewhere else, but thank you very much, and I'm gonna keep